Morning, everybody. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Wick? What's up, gamer? May 11th, baby. May 11th. We're halfway through the week. Yeah, at least almost. What's up, guys? It's good to see you. Yeah. So I decided to go ahead and play one more day today of Hand of Fate 2 because it feels like we're getting close to the end of the campaign. So I figured we'd give it one more day, even though I'm kind of losing interest in it a bit. I'm ready to move on to something else. The game's really good. I'm just ready to move on to something else, and we're going to move on to Valheim tomorrow for sure. No, you didn't. For real? Shut up, dude. You must not have been here all day for the stream yesterday, man. I announced towards the end of the stream that we're going to play this again. Stop it, dude. No way. No way. Did you even see the title this morning? You got to be trolling me right now, dude. You're trolling me. You trolling me? Yeah, I was raging a little bit. Yeah, that one map, dude, had me beat up. Yeah, that one map had me beat up. Are you for real? I know I said that we were going to pivot into Valheim today at the middle of the stream, but at the end of the stream, I also said we're going to give it one more day. Where were you at? Where were you at, dude? Did you for real take a day today? Half a day to play Valheim? You for real? Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Thanks for the raid. What time did you raid me, though? Oh, yeah, because you had to go. Okay. Are you for real taking half a day to play Valheim? Be for reals with me right now. Yeah, you're right. You did. Yeah, sorry, dude. Dude, I am groggy this morning. I'm beat up. I did not feel good last night. Did not feel good. I slept a bunch, dude. Yeah, what's up, Matt? How are you, buddy? Wait, did you really take half a day to play Valheim? If you did you? Shut up. Oh God. Stop it, man. Yo, gamer. I'm sorry you're not having a ton of fun with the game, man. A lot of people love it, but obviously every game's not going to be everybody's jam, right? So I get it. I get it. Wick, are you really not going to work for half a day? Be for reals. I'm great, Matt. I'm great, dude. I'm a bit beat up today. I've gotten back into trying to work out again. Yesterday was my off day, but man, I went for a really long walk, and I am not used to it. And then I don't know, I ate some dinner that I think didn't agree too well, man, and I was just feeling real rough last night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to get back in it. I need to. I got all this hibernation weight on. I know I can, but if you literally took a day to play Valheim, dude, then I don't know. Really, you're aiming to be home by 10? Okay, okay. Well, then let's do this. Are you really gonna play? Are you really gonna play, Wick? You gonna play Valheim with us? Yeah, play it cool, buddy. Well, again, gamer. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see when I get it. But Horizon got you good, man. Cool, buddy. Cool. Right on. Right on. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about Horizon. I need to play it at some point. It's not really on my schedule right now, but I probably need to give it a shot at some point. It's a lot of people love that game as well. Yeah. Yeah. Don't count on me, Wick. You got okay. Here's the deal. If people were intent on trying to play Valheim today, then I could just do the news. We could play a little bit of what's on the schedule. Well, just saying, we'll talk about what's on the schedule. We could play a little bit of Hand of Fate 2 and then move into Valheim. I have it installed already. So it's, I mean, if the community was ready to play today, then we can start it up. We can start it up, especially if you were planning on taking a day to play and everything. I did say at the end of the stream yesterday that I was going to play one more day of Hand of Fate 2, but if we can just do a half a day of each, that'll be fine. That's not a big deal. How far out is this? Well, I mean, it's not necessarily like everything's got a dedicated time slot yet. In July, we're starting Witcher 3. Wait, what? Put it in Discord. What are you talking about? You also put it in Discord. Put what in Discord? Yeah, man. Yeah, we're starting Witcher 3 in July, beginning of July. And then we're either going to be doing Planescape Tournament in mid June or mid August. Some of the other stuff I have Hand of Rage. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, anytime I'm planning on switching games, I always put it on my socials that we're gonna for sure switch. So, well, this is what I'll say about that, Matt. Dude, I've played all kinds of games that are way older than that. We played all the Bioshock games, and honestly, I liked Bioshock 1 and 2 more than I liked Bioshock Infinite, which is the newest one. Um, I've played all the way through Witcher 2. Um, I loved Witcher 2. And I'm sure it shows its age a little bit, but compared to some of the games I played, like Scaretober, man, we played through both the Fear 1 and 2, and those are really old. And I enjoyed them. You could see the age in them a little bit, but I mean, you know, as far as I'm concerned, as long as the gameplay is good, then I'm gonna have a good time. So, um, I think we'll have a good time with Witcher 3. I do. But I need a good chunk of time to play it because it's a long game. There's a lot to get done in that game. That's why I'm going to start it in July. I bet I enjoy it more than Elden Ring. Oh, I know about Broforce, Wick. I know about Broforce. Yeah. You liked it? I've never played it. Man, I'm willing to bet I'll enjoy Witcher 3 more than I liked Elden Ring. I'm willing to bet on it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to play all the way through it. And look, everybody, has a different opinion about games and what they find fun and interesting and stuff. And just like Gamer's talking about right now, he's not really enjoying Valheim, because you suck at games. I never claimed to be good at games, dude. So that you're not burning me right there. I never claimed to be good, dude. Just to love them. So I will not take that as a burn. I tell everybody that. Love Elden Ring? Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. I have a better time saying that I truly suck at a game whenever it performs well too. No, I know that. I know that, Matt. Yeah. I mean, that was my biggest thing with Elden Ring is it didn't feel good. That game did not feel good. A lot of bad quality of life stuff in it. things that were overlooked. The content in the game was good, but it performed absolutely terrible on PC too. How can you like a comment? What do you mean? What do you mean? And yo, gamer, I'm sorry that you're not enjoying Valheim. So again, not every game's going to be for everybody, right? We all know that, but this Valheim consensus about Valheim is that it is a very very well liked game. There's no doubt that look, no game's going to be perfect, and it's not going to appeal to everybody, right? But you take a look at this, right? We're talking about almost 300,000 reviews on Steam, above 95% positive. Yeah. I mean, that's just part of a game mechanic, man. Yeah, I don't know. They want things to work a certain way in the game. That's just part of the mechanics, I guess. Well, yeah, Matt. I mean, we were actually planning on probably. I was thinking we were going to pivot on to Valheim at the beginning of the week, right? And I've just been kind of locked up in Hand of Fate 2, and I want to get through the campaign. So we're getting close to getting finished with the campaign, and I don't know. Maybe what we need to do is maybe what we need to do. Side, what's up, dude? Yeah, congrats, buddy. Congrats. Maybe what we need to do is just start doing like half days of Hand of Fate 2 until I finish up the campaign, and then the other half of the day we'll start up our Valheim stuff. Band psych. Yeah, I mean, I think Valheim's going to be much more fun to play with people, right? With people, so that's why I'm excited to play it with members of the community and stuff for sure. Yeah. Yep. And I mean, who knows, man? You could be totally right, man. I might not enjoy Witcher 3 at all. Who knows? I did enjoy Witcher 2 very much though. So if they've made Witcher 3 to be similar, proved upon some things especially, and but didn't. My problem is I think I'm gonna get stuck in playing a lot of Gwent. That's kind of what I'm worried about. I'm worried about getting stuck playing a whole bunch of Gwent, man. Wick, are you really done today at 10? Yeah, Gwent. Gwent is like a mini game, mini card type game in Witcher 3. Which I mean, it's got its own standalone game too. It makes it a bad game on PC, gamer. Look, I played all the way through that game on PC, and it performed pretty terribly quite often. So, and I've talked about this a lot. Love that game. Played it too much in the past. Maybe that could be it, man. The gamer. This is what I'll say. I've harped on this a lot. The game was obviously created for console, but when the developer says they're developing the game and it's coming out across multiple platforms, it should be optimized for all those platforms. So I have no doubt. I know for a fact that it runs very well on console, and people had a much better experience playing it on console. I didn't play it on console. I played it on PC, which they released it for PC. And if a developer is going to release a game on any platform, it should be optimized for that platform. So that definitely skewed my experience very much. Again, the content in the game was pretty good, but there was a lot of quality of life stuff that was not in the game that should have been there. You can't interact with stuff when you're crouched. They wanted the sneaking part of the game to be a new big part of the game. You can't interact with anything when you're crouched. You can't grab a ladder. You can't open a chest. They had prompts come up on the screen all the time. For like whenever you would pick up stuff after killing an enemy, and you'd still be in a battle, and you can't do anything when that prompt's on the screen. You're engaged in battle. You can't roll around. You can't do anything. You know what I mean? All new games would be off because my old guy can't 3PS. Yeah. There was just their targeting system in the game is still the same targeting system they've had in the game from the first Soulsborne games. Ruining the game. There you go. Yeah. So look, I'm not saying that it was the worst game I've ever played, but it is not as good as, in my opinion, it's not as good as a lot of people make out Elden Ring to be. There's a lot of really cool stuff in that game. They've definitely built upon the Soulsborne games in creating an open world, a lot of stuff to find and experience, and there's a lot of cool stuff, but there's a lot of repetitive boss stuff in the game. Stuff like that. Yeah, EA Sports, dude, get wrecked. I hate that place. So I know there are a lot of people, but this is the thing. I think there are a lot of people that overlook issues with From Software games because they are just too locked in on being like Soulsborne fanatics, you know, and they don't actually take a critical look at things that should be improved on. That's my thing. The PC port of that game is terrible. It's terrible. I would not be surprised at that. I would not be surprised at that, Tinwin. Yeah. EA Sports is how much you pay. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I mean, we talked about EA yesterday coming out with their new Lord of the Rings game. Free to play mobile game, right? How much can you pay? You know? Blood Bowl? I know of Blood Bowl, dude. Sport I don't they're right there. They're on that same level of evil, really, dude. Same level of evil, man. Yeah. So, Wick, are you really? I mean, the thing is, I didn't announce it last night either that we were going to play Valheim today because I was planning on doing a whole day of Hand of Fate too. Um, if you're actually able to get home around 10 or 11, whatever, let me know. And maybe we'll pivot over, okay? And we'll see. We can just see if we can get it started up. Yeah. So we'll see what's up. Well, that's not all I talked about either, though, gamer. There's definitely things that were overlooked in that game, um, for sure. Found Zuckerberg's Twitch account. Blood Bowl. Dude, Blood Bowl reminds me kind of like old school Mutant League football, like way back in the day on Sega. Yeah. Play Hand of Rage? Okay. All right. I would like to try to finish it up today. Yeah, I want to finish it, man, before we pivot over. So we'll see. We'll try to get it all taken care of. Um yeah, gamer. Uh it makes it a because a game what you're saying is because a game might not run properly on a certain platform that does not make it a bad game. It does make it a bad game on that platform. The developer did not do their job in releasing the game in a polished state. It, in my opinion, definitely made it a bad game to a certain extent. It skewed my experience because of how poorly it performed. It ruins your experience to an extent, right? Depending on how bad it performs. Was it as bad as Cyberpunk was on console when it came out? I don't think so, no. But it wasn't good either. So on that platform, the game is not good. I know you did, Wick. You enjoyed watching me die in Elden Ring. That's what you enjoyed. Um, so I will agree to disagree with you, gamer. I think that the game was a much better experience for people on consoles, but for anybody that played it on PC, the performance issues absolutely made it not as fun. So yeah, it makes it a bad, worse game on that platform that it was not optimized for. So, Wick. And again, that's not all I talked about. They definitely overlooked some things in that game. There was some really cool stuff in that game too. I'm not. I didn't flush the game. I played all the way through it. If I wasn't enjoying the game enough, I wouldn't have played all the way through it, right, gamer? But for sure. Oh, absolutely, Sayek. Both of the Pillars games way better than Elden Ring, in my opinion. Uh huh. Let's go, Avowed, man. Where's Avowed at? Let's go. Um, nice, Wick. Congrats. Um, they overlooked a lot of stuff in Elden Ring. They've got an archaic targeting system. There's that is just broken. It's trash. And the crouching thing, not being able to interact with anything, having prompts come up that make it to where you can't do combat correctly, even though you're not trying to, it's there's a lot of stuff that was overlooked that made the play not feel good. It's a very difficult game. They shouldn't be having other things in the game to mechanics wise, technically wise, that make it even worse. Bro. You kidding me, man? Are you trolling right now, dude? You're trolling. You gotta be trolling me, dude. Like, you gotta be trolling me, man. FIFA and EA, talk to me, man. Talk to me, dude. FIFA, EA Sports, to end video game partnership. Game to continue under new name. Cool. Good. Hopefully somebody better gets a hold of it. So, gamer, I'll agree with you. I think the people that played Elden Ring on console probably had a much better experience with the game. I think so, but I think that it does make the game experience for anybody that didn't play it on console, played it on PC, made it a bad experience for sure, a bad game. Hmm? Yeah, I know, Wick. I know. Okay, so this is what I'll say, Matt. The entire time I played the game, and I complained about this targeting system when we played through Dark Souls 1. But I did not like the targeting system in Dark Souls 1 because I constantly lost targeting on enemies just for like them going briefly around a corner or around a pillar or something would lose targeting. Or if a boss like does a jump attack over you, I would lose targeting, man. And then it would take me mashing targeting to try to get it to lock back on. It would not be like an immediate be able to lock back onto that enemy or anything, right? But on the flip side of that, an enemy could target me 2 floors down in a building and blast me through the floor. Would never lose targeting on me. That's the thing that trips me out and dude, it is. I'm just talking about as a whole things were looked over, Matt. Um, there are things about the game that were overlooked by the developer, for sure. The crouching thing, they wanted to be a big part of the game, right? They implemented it as a big part of what the games are going to be apparently moving forward. Yet crouching, you couldn't interact with anything but a point of grace. I know, man. I've got it. I've got it. So what I'm getting at is that I saw things wrong whenever there are other people trying to go, the game's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing they could have done better. That's wrong. It's not. The game was not a 10 out of 10. There was definitely things that were overlooked. And dude, that targeting system is the same archaic targeting system they had all the way back in Dark Souls 1. All they did was import it. They haven't improved it at all. And that's what I look for from a developer is like, as they continue iterations of a series or games or a developer that as they continue to produce games, I expect to see like some improvement to an extent. Dude, that is the same targeting system I complained about in Dark Souls 1. Now back then, I understand how the targeting system in Dark Souls 1 is a much older game. I gave it a bit of, it's an older game. I dealt with it, whatever. but I didn't expect to see the same exact targeting system in Elden Ring that they had in Dark Souls 1. It feels bad. It's old, and to me, it felt completely broken. I lost targeting on enemies all the time in the game. All the time. And it feels real bad, especially when you're fighting a boss and they do some kind of jump attack on you. You're ready to like dodge roll, and then place an attack on them afterwards, and all of a sudden you lose that targeting. So you're in the middle of doing your maneuver, and then you start just like swinging wild or whatever. Not only that, but hitboxes felt bad to me quite often in the game too for the weapon I was using. I'd swing straight through enemies all the time. No, that's not the same. That's not the same, Matt. Targeting system in a first-person shooter? It's a much different thing if you're not using a targeting system to fight an enemy. Thanks, Si. That's a completely different thing. If you're not using the targeting system to fight an enemy, you don't have to worry about. But the thing is, if you are using the targeting system and it automatically unlocks, and you're in the middle of trying to perform some maneuvers or attacks on the enemy, your character doesn't maneuver the way you're expecting it to, and you just start going wild, man. So I definitely disagree with you, Matt. For sure. For sure. The targeting system is broken. It sucks. It was this bad in Dark Souls 1, but I was okay with it because it's an older game. They didn't try to improve it at all. At all. So that's where I have some issues. Repetitive bosses. Again, if I didn't like the game enough, I wouldn't have played through it. But it was, for me, the experience of the game on PC, maybe like a 7 to maybe a 7.5 out of 10. There was just a lot of stuff that was overlooked in it, I feel. So, and the targeting system being a big one to me, felt real bad. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I mean, Tim was saying,
He's
yeah,
the
I
most
guess so,
powerful
man.
hacker of all
I guess
time.
so. But I know I'm not the only one because I've seen so many other articles talking about how many issues people had on PC. I definitely did. Especially and I really enjoyed the mount system in the game, riding around on the horse and stuff. But I had a considerable issue with performance, especially when I was open world on the horse. You wrote those articles? Dude, you know I can't write. Yo, Mamzelle, what's up? Matt, get out of here, dude. Whatever. Look, that's not even what I'm talking about, though. The targeting system sucks. It breaks, it unlocks all the time, and it takes forever to be able to lock back onto an enemy. Whether or not you're saying that, well, you're supposed to unlock if you're targeting a boss, you're supposed to, yeah, there are certain occasions where it's much better to be unlocked. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it being broken and not performing the way that mechanic is supposed to work. And it's not just on bosses, dude. It happened on normal enemies all the time, too. But definitely on bosses, there were occasions where you're locked on, they would do some kind of like jump maneuver, and it would just break off of them. I'm not talking about the situations where it's more optimal to not be locked onto a boss or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mechanic being broken. Wick's fault, for sure. For sure. Why did that not... What? Wick's picking on you? Like that lost art kicking you out. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on.
Alright, that one was on me.
There it is. Yeah, weird. I don't know. So, All I can give you is what I experienced in the game and the things that I saw that made it feel bad. You know, big performance issues. An RPG like that where you're constantly picking up items all the time and it doesn't tell you what and I mean I'm not talking about like prompting pickup. You pick up items in the middle of combat and stuff like that too. And you can't always pay attention to what you're grabbing, right? And they didn't even have anything in the inventory for the game to kind of notify whenever, an item was new for you to go look at or whatever. That is another issue of mine. And there's a ton of items in that game. There's just quality of life stuff like that at this point in the amount of iterations of games that From Software has made, I expect to see a little bit of progress, right? Moving in the direction of improving. Not paying attention to what you pick up. Stop, Matt. There are occasions where you're in the middle of battle and you can't always tell. This is the issue. You'd be in the middle of battle, you would kill something, get a drop off of it that isn't a prompt pickup. It just automatically goes into your inventory. Then the prompt is on your screen and you're having to like mash to get the prompt off your screen so you can continue battling. No, I don't want quest marks. I don't want quest marks. That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. Maybe, maybe. But I see issues with the game. I see issues with the game. I think a lot of people overlooked stuff they could have done better. I think a lot of people overlook stuff they could have done better because they're just so locked into what those games have always been and don't expect to see any kind of progression in it. That's my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I think that I'm not a Soulsborne aficionado. It's not something I've ever been just super hyped about. Yeah, I agree. And I think it was very bad play on them to pull out such a bad PC port too. It should have been created for PC at the same time. That's what they made it seem like. Instead, it was just a port off of their console, and it felt terrible to me. Unbalanced PvP. I didn't even. I played the entire thing offline. I played the entire thing offline because I didn't want any kind of um, spoilers or help or invasions. I just wanted to play through the game, experience the my first playthrough without any kind of online interaction or anything. So because I didn't want to see people's marks and stuff, trying to tell where I might be able to find stuff or whatever. I just wanted to experience the whole thing offline to begin with. So I get it. Look, I mean that's the thing. All I'm trying to get across is where I saw issues, right? And I I know a lot of people love the game, and I'm glad. I'm glad a lot of people loved it. Um, for me, it just wasn't up there where I think a lot of people have rated it. My experience wasn't great. It wasn't great. I didn't flush it. I had a decent time with it, but it definitely wasn't that game that I feel like, for me, experience wise, obviously, it was not that game that a lot of other people have had with it. Yeah. So, yeah. And all I can do is explain why I saw issues, right? And I think it's easier for me to come across some of those things that I feel like should be better because I'm not a Soulsborne guy, right? The only other game I've played was some Demon Souls and old Demon Souls, not the remake, the old one, and Dark Souls 1, right? So for me, being somebody that hasn't really had a huge amount of experience in those games, those are some significant issues that I saw with the title. What I can say is I do have some other friends that are big Soulsborne players, and they were talking about without me telling them what I saw issues with the game first, they related some of the same stuff to me. So I don't think I'm the only one. And I think, obviously, we all are going to have a different opinion of what is good and bad in a game, right? So that's my stance on it, man. I probably won't ever go back and play it again. I didn't have enough of a good time in it. I just didn't. All right. Sorry for the ranting site. Thanks for telling me to shut up. I don't want to use ESPN. Dude, every one of these. Kotaku, let's go. I like Kotaku's site. And Mad, I appreciate your stance on it, dude. I appreciate the discussion too, man. You know that. You know that. All I can give you is why my impression of the game wasn't great. That's it. All these are FIFA, dude. Holy crap. Oh, dude, let me solo her. Slays Melania for the 1000th time and restarts the game. Let's go. Yeah, get good. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, sick, dude. Check this out. If this is for real, this is awesome on Xbox's part. A new Microsoft patent could allow physical games to be verified for digital use. That is awesome. King Kong, King Kong and Godzilla are coming to Call of Duty Warfare. All right, we'll take a look at that. Oh man. All right, so since everybody's here right now, here's the play. Here's the play. We'll see how far we get in Hand of Fate 2 today. All right. Everybody, good morning. I'm sorry, I know I was ranting, dude. I get worked up about the whole Elden Ring thing, so I apologize. But it's good to see everybody. Matt, it's your fault. I'm not even going to blame that one on Wick. That's totally, that's Matt's fault. He got me all riled up this morning. Since everyone's hanging out right now, look, I'm going to be very clear. Pinky's not here, dude. Pinky wasn't here yesterday either. He's been really busy. He's been really busy. I talked to him last night on Discord, though. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. Not a big deal. We have a lot of people hanging out. That's what I meant. We're gonna try to get all the way through Hand of Fate 2 today. That's the plan. We'll see where we get at the end of the day. We will at least play half a day of Valheim tomorrow, if not a full day of Valheim. So plan on that. I'll put it out on the socials tonight. It probably will be. It probably will be, Wick. No trolling, no memes, dude. It probably will be. And I told everybody, I said this even whenever I beat the game, I went through the credits, whenever, that video is on YouTube, so you can go watch it. I told everybody that, like, my opinion of the game is not going to be a popular opinion. Going to accept the award? Yeah, I'll saw it in half. I don't know what my game of the year would be at this point. Again, look, Elden Ring was not terrible. It just wasn't great to me either. There was good content in that game, and there were times where I had a really good time playing the game too. It just wasn't a great game to me, Whereas a lot of other people, that's what I think is really weird to me is I see so many other people just like 10 out of 10, couldn't be any better, and I'm like, I disagree. Yeah. Okay. At the very least, half a day of Valheim tomorrow. So, Wick, take half a day off tomorrow. If we don't start it today, if we don't end up starting it today, if there are enough people hanging out, and Wick took half a day off, actually, I can't tell how much of a troll he is right now, but who knows? We might pivot today. Maybe we'll play like half a day of Hand of Fate 2 today, half a day of Valheim today, and then do the same thing tomorrow till we get through Hand of Fate. I don't know. At least that would get us started up on Valheim and stuff. But dude, I'm so afraid to start Valheim because I think I'm really gonna want to keep playing it, especially with community members and stuff. So I need to find out. Well, that's unacceptable. I'm excited. Finally started to get set up. What do you mean, dude? To like be able to have a bit more time. Wait, what? You don't need to be here. You do need to be here every day, dude. We need you. You're a part of this, bro. I know what you mean. I'm just messing with you. That's great, though, man. That's great. You guys are too funny, gamer. I know, man. I get worked up, dude. I get worked up. Oh, I know, buddy. You're wild, Wick. Uh, sorry. I know. I get worked up about the Elden Ring thing, dude. Just because my impressions of the game just seems different from a lot of people, or the majority of people. I know there are other people that feel the same way as me too, but I feel like the majority just overlooks a lot of the stuff that I saw that could have been better. So I don't know. I get worked up. I'm sorry. Arm flexing. Arm flexing. Yeah. I'm so tired this morning. I'm so tired this morning. Gravatar Recharged reimagines the golden age of gaming. All right, let's take a look at what that is. There's a ton of this EA FIFA stuff. Um, what else we got? Intel shows off its Arctic Sound M data center GPU. Well, let's see what that's about. I don't know what this is. We'll take a quick look and see if it's worth checking out. Launching soon, Techno's Pova 3 advances mobile gamers. We'll see what that is. I don't know if it's really going to be worth looking at, but we'll see. Well, yeah, no, for sure. Look, I mean, and if I turn anybody off by my the way I'm very blunt, dude, and I'm very direct and obviously passionate about this industry and everything too, right? So I'm always going to give a true view of how my game experience was in a title, right? Look, even playing through Pillars 1 and Pillars 2, which I loved, there were things about those playthroughs where I saw issues with the games, right? And I loved those games. So I always try to pick out like good and bad. I don't try to just focus on the bad. Obviously, it's easier to do that when you experience a game that isn't grabbing you real great necessarily, right? So again, I know I can get riled up sometimes. I need chat to tell me to shut up. Shout out psych. But I'm not trying to turn anybody off. I'm just trying to give my impression, and so I am glad that other people have had a better experience with the game. Right? I know that there's a lot of really good content in that game.
Hey,
Thanks,
shut
buddy.
your pie hole, buddy.
I know there's a lot of really good content in that game. Yeah, and all I can do is give my true experience of what I came across and where I feel like maybe a game could have been a bit better. Maybe where some things were overlooked. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And again, the main thing about this community is it is okay for us to disagree, right? That's okay. That's okay. That's fine, dude. That's okay. And I can respect other people's opinions too. Um, so I really, I mean, the targeting thing, I thought Mad was trolling me out there for a second, but I'm glad that, he doesn't have an issue with it. For me, it feels bad and old. So, I appreciate people bringing their other viewpoints and experiences to the game, and I'm glad a lot of people have had a good time with Elden Ring because a game to be hyped up that much and for everybody to kind of feel the same way I feel about it, that would feel bad for the industry in whole as a whole. I think there's a lot of good stuff about the game, and I'm glad it was good on console. So not a total loss, man. I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll go. Let's go ahead and change this up real quick. Yeah, the FIFA stuff, man. Good night. I was supposed to write music and die poor. How SF musicians are turning to video games. Uh, San Francisco State University is having a video game composition class. That's sick, man. Right on. We read about this yesterday. EA making another Lord of the Rings game. Um, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, try it out. Let us know what you think. I won't be diving into it. I'm not a big mobile game player, but if you're interested and you're going to check it out, let us know what you think. I'm not real hopeful. It's an EA game. It's a free to play game. I'm looking forward more to Gollum coming out later this year. Oh, dude. F's in chat. David Ward, co-founder of Ocean Software, has died, age 75. All right. Feels bad. Okay. We talked about this. NetEase, working their way into trying to get into a different market than Tencent. There are big rivalries as far as Chinese, game devs and stuff, companies, gaming companies. So they're trying to find their way. We talked about this yesterday. So if you're interested, check out yesterday's segment on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, for sure, gamer. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, you don't come off that way either. I know I can sometimes, so I apologize. Yeah, yeah, okay, gamer, take it easy, buddy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the world would be a very boring place if we all felt and experienced things the exact same way, right? For sure, absolutely. Yep. Have a good day at work, buddy. Thanks for being here, dude. We'll see you soon. We've already talked about this. Embracer Group bought all the. I mean, it keeps coming up, but Embracer Group bought Square Enix's North American dev studios. Yeah, and they got Thief, Tomb Raider, and Deus Ex IPs from Square for like pocket lint. What it seems like 300 million. I know that's a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things with the gaming industry right now, not a ton of money, really. Boy, you guys got me riled up this morning, man. You got me riled up. Uh, we'll talk in a second about like what the schedule's going to be moving forward. I know Wicked. We had kind of talked about that just a second ago, and I'll bring up some of the games that I have on the list that I for sure want to play. Okay, I just don't know exactly when we're going to play them yet. Talking about the Doctor Strange stuff. We've already talked about this before too. That was like 3 weeks ago. Okay, let's just take a look at what we got here. EA's FIFA series loses its name after nearly 30 years. EA and FIFA break up over reported $1 billion differences. Next year's FIFA won't be called FIFA anymore, EA announced Tuesday. The Mega Sports franchise is parting ways with soccer's international governing body and will be renamed EA Sports FC. But EA promises nothing else will change. What? Everything you love about our games will be part of EA Sports FC. The same great experiences, modes, leagues, tournaments. Oh, dude, so they're still making a soccer game. Yeah, crap. Modes like Ultimate Team, Career, Pro Clubs, and Volta will all remain alongside licenses to the biggest national leagues, including Premier, La Liga, and I'm going to butcher this, Bundesliga? Is that close? Hopefully. And all of the players, teams, and stadiums contained therein. But while it's claiming nothing will be lost with the shift from FIFA to EA Sports FC, publishers also pitching the new branding as an opportunity to create something new. After years of iterative cash-ins and the growing emphasis on exploitative loot boxes, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. The name change won't go into effect until 2023. In the meantime, EA still has FIFA 23 coming out later this year. Full reveal for which is likely to take place in the next couple of months. EA released its first FIFA for the Sega way back in '93. According to reports last October, negotiations between EA and FIFA had gotten messy. EA wanted to expand the license into areas like, oh god, dude, NFTs, while FIFA wanted to retain more control so it could partner with other companies. In the end, it seems EA wasn't interested in paying the $1 billion price tag that was allegedly being requested to extend existing exclusivity deal. In a couple of years, we will likely get to see how the biggest sports franchise in gaming fares without its iconic name. Given the corrupt mess that FIFA, the governing body, has been, the larger entity was surely getting more out of the branding deal than the game publisher EA was. The series, which is an annual bestseller, will probably do just fine, especially if competitors like Konami's Pro Evolution Soccer, eFootball, continue to struggle like last year's dumpster fire. Wait. When was this? Yesterday? Update 510 at 218. Clearly salty about the split, FIFA hit back at the announcement of EA Sports FC with promises that it is already working on several new exciting projects with other publishing partners. I can assure you that the only authentic real game that has the FIFA name will be the best one available for gamers and football fans. Are the words FIFA president Gianni Infantino, mired in controversy and scandal, actually wrote in a press release. The FIFA name is the only global original title. FIFA 23, FIFA 24, FIFA 25, FIFA 26, and so on. The constant is the FIFA name, and it will remain forever and remain the best. It certainly sounds like, in addition to other licensed projects, FIFA intends to keep releasing a game called FIFA, with or without EA's help. Here's my thing, man. I'm so tired of EA, and they've had a grip on licensing for certain, especially sports, like football, dude, NHL. So what we're seeing is like, this is good to have some competition here, right? I would love to see EA lose all those. Or to actually have EA get bought by some company that will turn around their process. EA is just so terrible. I quit playing. I was in love with the NHL games for a very long time, and I would pre-order them every year, early 20-teens, and around 2014, 2013, 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. I think around 2014, I just quit. I couldn't stand what they were doing to the game. So I just quit playing it. And I loved that game. I played it like religiously. It was my jam. And I would love to see other companies come in and be able to bring some competition to the table, at least bring some competition to the table for, a lot of these sports titles that EA is the only one that produces anything, All right. Ellen Rings let me solo her hero, slays Melania 1,000 times, restarts the game. Let me solo her, bows out on a high. So we talked about this yesterday. there's this individual that goes by the name of Let Me Solo Her. He always has like a summoning spot outside this fight where people can summon, and he just says, "Let me solo her," right? So where he comes into other people's games and takes down Melania without any help. And this is what he always looks like. He's just got a pot on his head, and he's like dual wielding, like a katana and like a dagger. Maybe I think it was. I thought it was two katanas, but I can't remember anymore. Elden Ring's Let Me Solo Her has beaten Melania 1,000 times and has restarted the entire game. Last month, Let Me Solo Her rose to glory among the Elden Ring community as a player who would specifically be summoned into the worlds of others to solo Melania, arguably the hardest boss in the entire game. Now the player has actually beaten the boss a grand total of 1,000 times, capped off by a celebratory live stream, a screenshot of which you can see just below. Let Me Solo Her guy just got his 1,000th kill on Melania. Beating the blade of Miquella 1,000 times must surely have taken their toll on the player somewhat, because they've sort of announced their retirement from the feat. At the end of the live stream, the player thanked viewers for their support over the last month, and revealed publisher Bandai Namco had been in contact and wanted to send over a special gift to the player as a reward. That's really cool. Let Me Solo Her has announced that they actually be starting Elden Ring over from scratch, as if the hero of the Elden Ring community somehow hasn't had enough of the new RPG already. They're apparently going all the way back to the start of the Lands Between to do the entire thing over again. Who knows, maybe we'll see Let Me Solo Her again someday, roaming the world of Elden Ring in search of another challenge. It's been an absolute pleasure watching this player ascend to overnight stardom among the Elden Ring community. We wish them all the best for whatever incredible endeavor comes next. In the meantime, you can summon in your very own version of Let Me Solo Her thanks to this brilliant mod. Cool, man. Just in case you're interested, I'll throw it in chat. Very cool. Very cool. Uh, a new Microsoft patent could allow physical games to be verified for digital use. This is cool. This is cool. A patent spotted by Game Rant suggests that players would be able to use an external disk drive, in this case an Xbox One, in order to verify ownership of a game. The player would then be able to play the digital version of their Xbox Series X, a digital-only console. It's unclear if this would allow players a permanent license to use the digital version of the game, or a temporary one that would have to be re-verified. The latter is more likely, as if players were able to verify a game once and receive an indefinite digital license. Nothing could stop players from buying a physical game, verifying it, and then returning it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I remember whenever this person, there was an article that came out not too long. Was it during my playthrough? Might have been during my playthrough. We read through it, and it was all about like how somebody just came across this individual, right? They were having a hard time fighting Melania. Uh, and they summoned in this individual, and it was just like it just said, "Let me solo her." So there's this article about this person just sitting down and watching the fight and watching Let Me Solo Her just obliterate Melania, you know. And this article came out, and then all of a sudden it like kind of blew up, you know, and turned into this whole thing. It's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, it would. There's no way I don't think that this has always been the issue, right? Um, there's so many of us that have old games, and we talk about this a lot. We have held on to our old console games and stuff, and um, old games in general. But allowing us to get digital copies of the games we have, right, is a tough kind of thing for a lot of companies to handle because of this. You're not going to be able to get a permanent license, right? Unless there was some way for them to verify like a specific ID to that title, like that disc itself, in some form or fashion. Um, there's no way for them that they're going to just give you a permanent license. Now, if they could do that, if they could find some explicit piece of information within that particular disc that you own that would be a unique identifier, right? It would allow them, because then they could say, well, nobody else can use this disc for digital copies anymore, right? This is yours. Nobody else can use this disc to get digital copies off of it anymore. If they were able to pull a unique identifier out of the data or off of the disc or what have you. But that's usually not the case. So here's, the issue is you're going to have to keep re-verifying occasionally, right? Because nothing could stop players from buying a physical game, verifying it, and then returning it. Yeah. Commenting on this story, veteran tech journalist Brad Sams tweets, back in 2018, I wrote about a disc to digital for converting your Xbox physical games to digital entitlements. Looks like Microsoft got the patent for it recently. Cool. Sams then referred to a November 2018 story which first cited the alleged disc to digital program. According to the report, this was an internal strategy at Microsoft that would allow players to turn physical games into digital downloads. The idea is that you can take your disc to a participating retailer, like the Microsoft Store, trade in your disc for a digital download. I don't know that I would want to do that. It's unclear if these plans have changed since the earlier report, but it does appear to align with the patent. On the surface, the patent could be reminiscent of canceled pre-launch plans for Xbox One owners to be able to install their disc games as full digital apps, which before Microsoft U-turned on the idea would have been watermarked to their owner. Yeah. Digital licensing is a sore subject for Microsoft recently, as a wave of outages have resulted in some console owners being unable to launch games that they own. Right, yeah, it's been pretty rough over past 4 or 5 days. Oh, more than that. We're coming up on about 5 days now. While the company has said that it plans to fix this in an upcoming update, highlights a DRM issue that is more and more are facing as more and more players adopt digital purchases. Yep. Seen significant improvement to the issue that has prevented some users from purchasing and launching games. It claimed we expect full mitigation in the coming days with the rollout of a new update. According to Does It Play, Twitter account dedicated to testing commercial releases to ensure they work entirely internet free. The majority of Xbox games require an online check before they'll boot. Yep. As opposed to like Nintendo and PlayStation, where this does not happen for the majority of their games, right? So Xbox, almost all-encompassing, to play a game, their games require an online check for that title before it'll even boot up. Doesn't matter if it's an online multiplayer game or not. So they've received some blowback off of this here recently, especially with the issues they've had with their online servers and stuff. All right. Well, this is cool, right? And if this is incorporated, it's probably only something that will be built upon moving forward, which is good. Man, my throat. Godzilla and King Kong are coming to Call of Duty Warzone today. All right, Godzilla and King Kong coming to Call of Duty Warzone. Last month, it was confirmed the two Titans would be joining the game, but now Activision has announced details of Operation Monarch. The events launch today and run until May 25th. During that time, players will have to evade Godzilla's heat ray breath and Kong's smashing fists while striving to be the last team standing. Will you survive the onslaught or succumb to their Titan fury? During the game, though, players will also need to collect Monarch intel from supply boxes, special drops, fallen enemies, or by dealing damage to the Titans who will be roaming the island. The Monarch intel can be used to charge a special meter that unlocks items such as kill streaks and loadout drops, along with a unique and powerful Titan kill streak reward for filling it up completely. At various points throughout the battle, Kong and Godzilla may become enraged and attack in what developers have called Titan Fury. If that happens, teams can either tactically withdraw or fight back. However, the team that deals the most damage to a Titan will be rewarded with a Scream device, which allows them to communicate with Titans and trigger either Godzilla's heat ray breath or Kong's ground pound and a rock throw. Once the attack type is chosen, operator can direct it towards any location on Caldera. Oh, that's wild. 3 limited edition Monsterverse bundles will also be available during Operation Monarch. Godzilla, Reactive Mastercraft, Kong, and Mechagodzilla bundle. Speaking about the event, Associate Creative Director at Raven, J.J. Williams, said, I think excitement is an understatement. We heard we'd be working with Legendary Entertainment and on Titans in Warzone. Our minds were blown. We knew we had the opportunity to really swing for the fences, create an experience that hasn't been seen yet. Shush. Collectively, these bundles were one of the most fun and challenging ones we've put together so far. Added Sledgehammer Games, Associate Live Operations Art Director Jason Babler. Thankfully, Legendary gave us a huge sandbox to design within, allowing us to ideate on designs based off Godzilla and Kong in a whole new way. We took these beloved titans, combined them with our Call of Duty aesthetics, and designed truly unique operator skins that haven't been seen before. Cool. Well, if you're into Call of Duty, if anybody plays this, you'll have to let us know what you think about it. Yeah. Gravatar Recharged reimagines the golden age of gaming. Atari has announced Gravatar Recharge, a retro shooter that will launch on Switch on June 22nd, featuring both single-player and co-op gameplay. The game is said to be a return to the golden age of gaming and joins the publisher's Atari Recharge series as its sixth entry. Here's a breakdown of the game from Atari. You're again transported to the golden age of gaming in Atari's sixth installment in the popular Atari Recharge series. This time, you're a fearless ship captain tasked with exploring galaxies far off in the depths of outer space with the option of enlisting a co-pilot via local co-op. Blast off with all new power-ups, special abilities, and more, all against beautifully detailed spacey environments and backdrops, to the beat of a fresh original soundtrack by award-winning recording artist Megan McDuffie. Fly from planet to planet and progress through ever more challenging solar systems in a quest to get home. Take on 24 distinct missions aiming to climb global leaderboards and assert yourself as the ultimate space adventurer. Or connect your player to and strategize together. Utilizing the tech at your disposal, make use of your tractor beam to grab power-ups, including homing missiles and electrifying EMP disruptors. Bop your head through groovy missions and funky galaxies with an original score by award-winning recording artist Megan McDuffie. Okay. Gravatar Recharged will join fellow Recharged titles including Breakout, Asteroids, Centipede, Black Widow, and Missile Command. All available on the Switch. Weren't a couple of these free on Epic too, I think? Pretty sure. Not too long ago, I think some of these were free on Epic. I think I grabbed them, actually. Let's see. Yeah, Black Widow Recharged, Centipede Recharged. Yeah, they had a couple of these. These two were free on Epic here recently. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Intel shows off its Arctic Sound M data center GPU. It's set to power streaming and cloud gaming platforms. During its recent Vision event, Intel shared details of its upcoming Arctic Sound M ATSM GPU. ATSM is Intel's general-purpose data center GPU. It's designed for compute and transcode operations and is set to form the backbone of Intel and its clients' streaming and cloud gaming services. ATSM will come in two versions with respective TDPs of 75 watts and 150 watts. It's designed to be a flexible and scalable solution for cloud providers. A single card can support up to 8 4K streams or more than 30 1080p streams per card, which means up to 120 streams per node or 13,000 per rack. The card that Intel displayed is a single slot passive card. That means it's designed to be used in a high density, high airflow data center environment. By itself, ATSM would not offer stellar gaming performance, but when you pack tens of thousands of them together, there's no reason that Intel can't become a leader in cloud GPU services. Of course, that all depends on the particulars of the platform, software user interface, and something that the public won't be privy to, the pricing. Other interesting application for the ATSM GPUs is cloud gaming. Will these GPUs power the mysterious Project Endgame? Though it hasn't been talked about a lot, this could be a future Intel cloud gaming service, or perhaps a client service that's powered by Intel infrastructure. At the Vision event, Intel talked about the accelerating growth of cloud gaming, estimates the cloud gaming market to have a value of around $3.2 billion in 2026, includes Windows and Android cloud gaming services. NVIDIA and Microsoft have bet big on GeForce Now and Xbox cloud gaming services. Yeah, I would say they are definitely the leaders in cloud gaming right now. And there's Oh, then there's the metaverse. Look out. Growth in cloud applications will require huge amounts of computing power in order to run seamlessly. Arctic Sound M is already sampling to customers and it has been validated for use in at least 15 designs. We can expect more news on its applications around the time of its scheduled release in the third quarter of this year. All right, so we'll see what comes of this. There's a lot of companies trying to break into like not just gaming in general, but cloud gaming as well. Yeah. Launching soon, Techno's Pova 3 advances mobile gamers to new levels with tactile advantage. Techno's Pova 3 is set to deliver an unprecedented tactile mobile gaming experience, offering gamers a respite from the monotony and stress of life anytime, anywhere. As a global premium smartphone industry leader, Pova 3 reiterates Techno's commitment to elevating a seamless smartphone experience for its users. The upcoming release follows the success of Techno's performance-oriented Pova series, which led the brand to achieve greater technological and innovative breakthroughs. Um, Fully immersed in gaming worlds with new 4D vibration, high performing processor and display, break records, powerhouse battery and fast charge, avant garde visuals. Okay. If you're interested in this, I'll let you read it. It seems like a promotion for this a little bit, so I'm not going to dive into it. We might end up seeing a legitimate review of this device at some point in the future, and we'll take a more dedicated look at it. But this seems like a bit of a promotion kind of thing for this device, and I'm not going to buy into that. So, but there's the details right there in chat if you want to take a look. Okay. I was supposed to write music and die poor. How San Francisco musicians are turning to video games to make ends meet. For the year-end project of San Francisco State University's video game composition class, the assignment was to help players find their way out of a hedge maze. The only clues revealing the correct path to the exit were of the musical variety. A wrong turn might result in a dissonant clash of violin harmonies, while a correct decision shifted the tone to an uplifting melody that sounded like something from a Danny Elfman track. Movie music is very linear. It goes from point A to point B from the beginning to the end, says 23-year-old Sydney Roberts, who commutes 2 hours from Livermore. Video game music gives the illusion of linear music, but it's very non-linear. Music follows what the player does, not what the story does. The Hedge Mage was an example of the unique functional challenges presented by music in games, which has in turn spawned a cottage industry of composers and sound designers hoping to find the professional musician's holy grail steady employment. The SFSU course teaches young musicians about one of the most viable career paths in a profession that's becoming less and less viable, especially in San Francisco. In a survey of 600 artists in general, the San Francisco Arts Commission found that more than 70% had left San Francisco or were about to be displaced. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics states that there are 830 professionals working in the Bay Area under the categories of music directors, composers, musicians, and singers, not counting teachers, with the mean income level at $75,000. An impressive salary in some cities, but low enough to qualify for affordable housing in San Francisco. Yeah, if you don't know, San Francisco living expenses are insane. Like housing alone in San Francisco is absolutely absurd. Within the gaming world, salaries for musicians are substantially higher than with an average national salary of $88,000, based on a 2021 survey of industry professionals. That said, only 6 out of 10 people working in gaming audio are employed by companies, with many opting instead for freelance work. As gaming industry revenue surpassed $200 billion in 2021, with expectations to grow to $435 billion by 2028. It's becoming one of the few revenue musical income streams on the rise. But even with college level training, a job is far from guaranteed. This is a pretty long article. Oh yeah, I've heard about the bigger cities in Canada as well. Yeah, I've heard about how absolutely insane they are. I mean, I lived out close to San Francisco for a while, and I don't know, for about 6 years, and I went to San Francisco quite often for various things, but we were about an hour and a half away, somewhere between there, and just looking at like what the even even back when I lived there, and it was lower, quite a bit lower than it is now. Um, it was absurd back then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Psych, I've heard that too. I haven't looked into it, but dude, I've heard that. Yeah, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. Yeah, pretty nuts, man. Unfortunately. I'm not going to read into the rest of this. What I will say is that like it's probably a pretty good article if you're interested in you know and this is pretty cool that this university, what was it, San Francisco State, yeah, San Francisco State University's got like a game composition class. It's really cool. Um, the gaming industry is thriving. It's only getting bigger. Expectations are that it's only going to continue trending that way, right? And the thing that's awesome about video games is that there's so much collaboration of great pieces of art, whether it be writing, music, graphic design. You know, I mean, you name it. It's such a great place for a lot of artwork to come together, you know, and we're seeing more appreciation for those kinds of things being incorporated into video games. And I love it. All encompassing, you know what I mean? Obviously, a game needs to be engaging, and a lot of where uh, that engagement comes from and enjoyment in the games we love is a combination of all those things, right? You have great writing, you've got good music, um, you know, some kind of art that is pleasing to look at for hours. You know, it doesn't have to be anything built off of Unreal Engine 5. It can be pixel art, but as long as it's done well, right? You have some respect for that. And it's really cool to see all this. So good on San Francisco State, you know, getting classes started for video game music. That's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody have anything else? Got anything else for the news? Sorry about ranting this morning. I blame Mad. Mad got me riled up. Uh, I blame Mad. We'll just blame Mad instead of Wick this time. That was probably partially Wick's fault too, but you know we'll blame Mad this morning. I'm just kidding. Mad knows I love him. um, yep, the Habs got won the draft lottery last night in the NHL. Yeah, I know. Sykes super stoked. I mean, that's pretty good, man. I mean, they had the best chance, but it was still only like at what, an 18.5% chance. Uh, that's. I mean, it could have gone all kinds of different ways, right? And I'm happy for you, buddy. I'm happy. Is that right? Was it 18.5% chance? I think it was. Yeah. So I'm stoked for you, man. I'm happy for you. Uh, Hopefully the Stars will pull out another win tonight and not play like they did last game. Was it like 25 and a half? Was it? Okay, okay. Okay. I must not be aware of what changed there. To make it even better, Boston and Toronto. Yo, yeah, you know I'm not a fan of Boston, so. Oh, okay. 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 Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, congrats though, buddy. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, man. Um, Other than that, I think that's going to do it for our May 11th edition of Video Game News. I appreciate everybody being here and trudging through my ranting this morning. But I'm passionate, man. I'm passionate, and you know, I tend to rant a little bit about this world that I love so much, you know. So, and I appreciate everybody very much being a part of it, you know, this community, and we all have an intense passion for gaming, and I appreciate everybody being here and engaging. So, on that note, we'll be headed over to some should be the final day of Hand of Fate too, more than likely. So thanks to everybody who was here and part of this, who's always part of what we are doing and building in this community. I appreciate it very much. We will be moving on, but if you are catching this video as a VOD on YouTube, then stop, dude. If you're catching this video on YouTube and you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, come hang out and one moment. Then do me a favor, if you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons and see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us 6 o'clock Central North American time, CST, every single day when we do the news segments, and maybe hang out with us while we go and do our gaming stuff too. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will see you tomorrow for May 12th edition. All right?